Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Renegade Immortal based on novel. So let's start. Red Butterfly was too young after all. Compared to an old monster like Wang Lin, who has lived for over 400 years and has seen through human nature, her mental strength was still much lower than Wang Lin's. Wang Lin's words each landed on Red Butterfly's heart. A flash of anger appeared on her face as she continued to back away. Wang Lin continued to move forward while Red Butterfly kept backing up. Wang Lin knew that Red Butterfly's battle experience wasn't as good as his, so he took this chance to continue chasing and not give her any breaks. Killing intent filled Red Butterfly's eyes. As the genius of Shuiyu, from the moment she was born, she had never had such a disgraceful moment. In the past, as long as she used the ice sculpture, even late-stage soul formation cultivators at her level would run away in panic. Also, even Suzaku paid a lot of attention to her, so it was hard for her to not have some pride. Wang Lin's lance caused her to feel shock. This lance wasn't all that powerful, but there was a mysterious energy within it. This energy almost felt like a sliver of divine retribution lightning. But she was still a late-stage soul formation cultivator. At this moment, her eyes lit up and her hand formed seals. She suddenly pointed at her brow and coughed out a mouthful of blood. A ray of red light suddenly appeared in the blood. The moment the red light appeared, it turned into a beautiful rose. The moment the flower appeared, the ice sculpture melted into a pool of water and moved below the rose. It was as if it had become nutrients for the rose, making it even more beautiful. The lance charged forth and collided with the rose. One of the rose petals fell off, and at the same time, Wang Lin's expression changed because the lance collapsed. Red Butterfly's face burned a shade of unnatural red for a moment, but it quickly disappeared. Wang Lin let out a sigh. Even this powerful of a move wasn't able to kill this woman. Late-stage soul formation cultivators were indeed powerful. As his body backed up, the ruthless domain surrounded his body. Red Butterfly stared at Wang Lin, who was backing up. She gnashed her teeth and said, "You are the first person to force me to use my life treasure. You can now die in peace." As she said that, she reached out with her hand and plucked one flower petal. Kai-Hu let out a roar as he flew into the air. "Stop! Fellow cultivator Red Butterfly and Brother Seng, both of you were invited here by me. If you both continue, then don't blame me for ruthless." Wang Lin took a deep breath as he focused all his attention on resisting the invasion of the ruthless domain and coldly said, "Fellow cultivator Kai-Hu, I'm not the one that started all this." Red Butterfly's face was cold as she looked at Kai-Hu and said, "This has nothing to do with you. Stand down." Kai-Hu's expression changed. He stared at Red Butterfly and let out a loud laugh. "Fellow cultivator Red Butterfly, what if I want to get involved?" Red Butterfly remained silent as she threw out the flower petal, and it slowly flew toward Wang Lin. At this moment, the ground suddenly trembled and cracks appeared in the sky. The power of this flower petal had clearly reached the limit of this celestial realm fragment. Kai-Hu shouted, "Red Butterfly." Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he hit his bag of holding, and immediately another restriction flag appeared. The restriction flag left his hand and flew into the air. Divine retribution. Unless absolutely necessary, Wang Lin really didn't want to attract divine retribution lightning. With this, the fragment will collapse for sure, and Wang Lin didn't know if he would be lucky enough to escape it this time. The restriction flag flew into the sky and turned into a cloud of black fog that surrounded everything within 10 kilometers. Suddenly, thunderous roars filled their surroundings. Wang Lin took a deep breath as he moved his hands and completed a restriction in his hand. He only needed to throw it into the air to complete the restriction flag, thus causing divine retribution lightning to descend. Red Butterfly's expression changed. She looked at the restriction in Wang Lin's hand and then at the black object in the sky. She felt a powerful sense of danger, something she had never felt before. She had a feeling that if she allowed him to place that restriction, there would be disaster today. At this moment, Kai-Hu's face became pale as he looked up at the black object while floating in the sky. He secretly sighed and thought that Seng Nyo still didn't use his full power. It seems like that black object is his real life-saving treasure. Kai-Hu shouted, "Fellow cultivator Red Butterfly, both of you are my guests. If you insist on continuing to attack, then that means you're hostile towards me. I will naturally stand with Brother Seng and fight back. Also, if I live to make it back, I'll definitely report this to Shizu. With that, an illusion appeared behind Kai-Hu. The illusion was that of a 100 feet tall giant that stared at Red Butterfly with cold, green eyes. Red Butterfly couldn't help but become indecisive. She secretly thought that Seng Nyo's technique was not simple. The illusion behind Kai-Hu had already solidified. If she were to continue to fight, then this fragment would surely collapse. She hesitated for a bit before pointing to the air and commanding the flower petal to stop. Okay, Kai-Hu. For you, I won't kill this person today, but that jade coffin must be mine. Kai-Hu frowned. Just as he was about to speak, Wang Lin began to laugh loudly. Red Butterfly, do you really think I can't kill you? Wang Lin let out a faint smile as he raised the restriction in his hand high up in the air and said, I only need to send out this technique in my hand and this fragment will collapse. Do you believe me, Red Butterfly? Red Butterfly's face immediately became ugly. Kai-Hu clasped his hands and said, Brother Seng, I'll make the decision. Everything we obtain this time will be equally split between us. How is that? Good, I'll leave it to Brother Kai-Hu then. Wang Lin faintly smiled. In truth, he would like to not use the divine retribution lightning if possible. He only had one of these and, considering the structure of this fragment, it would be hard for even him to escape. In conclusion, it would be bad for him too. In addition, Wang Lin believed that the best opportunity to kill this woman would be back on Suzaku without all the limitations. Kai-Hu turned around and said to Red Butterfly, please put away your treasure. Red Butterfly let out a light snort before waving her right hand, causing the flower as well as the petal to disappear. Red Butterfly stared at Wang Lin and said, Seng Nyo, do you dare to battle me once we return to Suzaku? Wang Lin laughed and said, I'm willing to accompany you. Wang Lin crushed the restriction in his hand and the black fog turned back into a flag that flew back into his bag of holding. As for the Thunder Toad, it was also put away. However, it was heavily injured and looked very weak, making the killing intent in Wang Lin's heart increase. Red Butterfly looked deeply at Wang Lin. She couldn't help but admit that this person had the ability to fight against her. Kai-Hu secretly relaxed a bit and bitterly smiled in his heart. If he knew that these two had history, then no matter what, he wouldn't have called both of them. Red Butterfly was normal, but Seng Nyo could battle a late-stage soul formation cultivator, while only at the early stage of soul formation. He was not simple. This type of person will definitely shine in Suzaku, and might even be taken as a disciple of Suzaku. Kai-Hu took a deep breath and clasped his hands. Okay, Red Butterfly and Brother Seng Nyo, please follow me. The location in the jade is still far away from here. After he finished speaking, he turned and flew away. Red Butterfly didn't even look at Wang Lin, as she turned into a red cloud and caught up to Kai-Hu. She clearly wasn't willing to follow and stay behind. Wang Lin revealed a mocking expression as he followed behind them. Wang Lin secretly thought, in the end, her mind and heart are too unstable. Although reaching the late stage of soul formation in 100 years is indeed a miracle, there are still many problems. Her heart is too weak. It is just flying, what's the difference between being in front or behind? If I fight her with my current cultivation level, unless I use the restriction flag to trigger the divine retribution lightning, there is no chance of me winning. My life and death domain has a hard time affecting an almost completed ruthless domain. However, if I were to reach the mid-stage of soul formation, with the control I would have of my domain, I would be able to affect her. At that point, even without triggering the divine retribution lightning, I would have a 70% chance of defeating her. Wang Lin's life and death domain was derived from the heaven's reincarnation cycle, but he was only at the early stage of soul formation, so he couldn't fully display its power. After all, he had only just started comprehending the heavens. But once he reaches the mid-stage of soul formation, his domain will reach another level, allowing him to compete with the ruthless domain. Wang Lin secretly thought, I wonder if she has reached a stage where she doesn't need to rely on techniques. Well, given her Dao heart, it is likely she hasn't. It seems I'm one step ahead of her in that department. After reaching the soul formation stage, Wang Lin had an increasing feeling that aside from some very mysterious techniques, almost all other techniques were useless. A soul formation cultivator could easily control the power of the heavens with a wave of their hand, so the most important thing was to understand how to use their domain. The life and death domain was very unpredictable. It focused on the word change. However, even just the word change was not easy to understand. After all, Wang Lin had only just started trying to comprehend it. When he gains the ability to condense all of his life and death domain into one technique, it can be considered mastered. With life and death in each hand to replace the reincarnation cycle of the heavens. As they flew, Wang Lin carefully recalled his battle with Red Butterfly. The three of them weren't normal people, so they all moved fast. Not long after, they arrived at the other end of the fragment under Kaihu's guidance. There was a large mountain here. This mountain was shaped like a dragon with its head in the clouds. The clouds made the dragon's head look unreal. This was a rare immortal cultivation ground. Wang Lin raised his head and looked at the mountain as he slowly said, "Brother Kaihu, why hasn't anyone else found the location shown in the jade? Please explain it to us." Kaihu smiled and said, "To tell you the truth, Brother Seng, the reason I'm confident that no one has found the place is because it is not somewhere that can be accessed through the vortex." Wang Lin's eyes revealed a look of interest. Red Butterfly's eyes focused on Kaihu. Kaihu laughed. The fragment where the image in the jade shows is a very rare overlapping fragment. Wang Lin's expression slightly changed as he immediately understood. When the celestial realm shattered, the fragments scattered randomly, so there was a chance of some fragments overlapping, making them very hard to discover. Even when arriving randomly from the vortex, they would only arrive on the fragment on top. No one would expect there to be another fragment underneath it. According to this logic, it was pretty safe to assume that no one else had found it yet. Kaihu laughed. Also, even the first layer isn't some place that can be easily accessed. Due to the harsh weather conditions there, it is impossible to build a transfer formation. Even if someone arrives there by chance, they can't stay for long. Red Butterfly sneered. How did Lord Shizu find it back then? Kaihu's eyes lit up and he said, "Red Butterfly, this involves family secrets, so I can't say." Wang Lin looked at the dragon-shaped mountain and remained silent. Kaihu's body moved and flew toward the mountain. Soon, the three of them arrived at the top of the mountain. Standing on the dragon's head, Kaihu spread out his divine sense and said, "1 month ago, I came here to check and found that this transfer formation was still intact. Using this transfer formation, we can arrive at the fragment closest to our destination." With that, he stepped into an empty spot. The spot suddenly lit up and Kaihu's body disappeared. Red Butterfly looked at Wang Lin. Her eyes lit up and then without a word, she walked into the formation. After Red Butterfly's figure disappeared, Wang Lin calmly walked into the formation. Among the many fragments of the celestial realm, in the southern edge, there was a fragment that was filled with raging cold currents and ice covered the ground. When Wang Lin walked out of the formation in the sky, he frowned. However, looking at Red Butterfly, she revealed a look of comfort. This environment clearly not only didn't harm her, it felt very good for her. Kaihu seriously said, "Fellow cultivator Red Butterfly, this is the path to the first layer of the fragment that is 300,000 kilometers to the east. This is a land of ice, and we need your abilities to block out the cold. Once we pass this land of ice, it will be the void. I have a star compass to ensure that the three of us don't get lost. Brother Seng, those soul-like things you control are very useful in the void, so please don't hold back. Once we are past the void, we will have reached the first fragment. After all, there's no transfer array there, so this is the only way to ensure that the three of us get there." Listening to this, Wang Lin finally understood that Kaihu had invited him for his wandering souls. It seemed there was an obstacle that could easily be passed with wandering souls. Red Butterfly's body flew into the air and quickly moved eastward. In the blink of an eye, the three of them disappeared into the distance. However, after flying several kilometers, Wang Lin looked back at the direction they came from and revealed a look of doubt. Even for the three of them, a 300,000-kilometer journey would take a while. On this day, the three of them arrived at 300,000 kilometers from the starting point. At this eastern edge of the fragment, the earth seemed to have been torn. Past the earth was the endless void. Floating in the void 100 feet from where the ground ended, there was an immense, blue glacier that was only connected to the ground by some ice pillars. This glacier was connected to the ground, but was also floating in the void above the ground. Wang Lin frowned. After looking around, he said, "Brother Kaihu, is there anything special about the first layer of the fragment? Are there any celestial spiritual energy gathering points there?" Kaihu was startled. The damage to that fragment is extensive, so there is no celestial spiritual energy remaining, and my ancestor, Shizu, didn't mention if there was anything special about it, just that it is dangerous there. Wang Lin calmly looked into the distance behind him and said, since that is the case, I have no more questions. Red Butterfly's gaze swept past Wang Lin, but she didn't say a word. Her body moved and she easily passed the 100 feet distance, landing on top of the glacier. Kai Hu took a deep breath and followed as well. While he was in the air, Wang Lin also jumped, causing them to land right next to each other. The moment he landed, waves of cold energy entered his body through his feet. He quickly moved his spiritual energy around and the cold energy was expelled. Kai Hu smiled. We will require Red Butterfly's technique here. Please don't hold back. Red Butterfly didn't say a word. She flew forward while Kai Hu let out a self-deprecating smile at Wang Lin. Red Butterfly flew very quickly across the glacier. The further they went, the colder it got, and the color of the glacier got darker and darker. Sometimes cold winds that pierced their bones would come from the distance. A while after the three had left, a middle-aged man appeared where the earth and the glacier connected. He took a drink from his gourd and muttered to himself, Ting-er, once I get the celestial jade, we can leave. Although those three are from Suzaku like me, if they dare to fight over the celestial jade with me, I'll kill them. As he spoke, he slowly moved forward. The three of them quickly flew over the glacier. On the third day of flying, Wang Lin spotted a wall of blue mist that looked like it was devouring the heavens and the earth. This wall was closing in on them. Kai Hu's eyes lit up and he explained, the cold mist of the glacier. This mist contains extreme cold energy. Red Butterfly, we are relying on you. Without a word, Red Butterfly hit her bag of holding and an ice sculpture flew out. The sculpture quickly turned into a large snow angel. The snow angel quickly flew forward toward the mist. The mist split apart the moment the snow angel sculpture touched it. This ice sculpture was like a hot knife going through butter as it split the mist apart. Kai Hu laughed. Red Butterfly's snow angel ice sculpture is really amazing. I'm impressed. Wang Lin's gaze was calm as he carefully looked at the snow angel sculpture. Inside it, he could see more than 100 vessels moving as well as dim ones that hadn't been activated yet. Wang Lin secretly thought, this must be an important treasure in Shuiyu. It has the same effect as that half-snake half-human ice sculpture. With the protection of the snow angel ice sculpture, their speed didn't decrease at all. The blue mist became thicker and thicker until a series of crackling sounds could be heard and a crack appeared on the ice sculpture. Red Butterfly frowned. She formed seals with her hand and pointed at the ice sculpture. Soon, the inactive veins began to move and joined the active ones. As more veins began to move, the cracks on the ice sculpture gradually disappeared and began to release a cold aura. Very far behind the three of them, the middle-aged man moved forward while drinking from his gourd. When the blue mist arrived near him, there was an invisible force forcing it to the sides. When the mist got really dense, the middle-aged man would occasionally spit out a mouthful of the liquor he was drinking. There would be a sizzling sound, like when hot oil comes into contact with ice, and the mist would quickly dissipate. Ting-er, your body is 10,000 times colder than this mist. Your body is still better. When I hold you, I feel reassured. After a few days, the blue mist faded. In these few days, Red Butterfly had to use a total of 3 ice sculptures. Near the end, the mist got even denser. There was even a layer of purple mist that instantly shattered the ice sculpture. Red Butterfly had to call out her life treasure, that beautiful rose, to be able to withstand it. The spiritual energy in her body was exhausted and her face was pale. Her eyes would shift toward Wang Lin with a guarded look. Wang Lin was shocked. He thought that if he was by himself, there would be no way for him to get this far. Especially when he saw that purple mist. After merely being touched by the residual mist, he could feel half of his body chill to the bone. Even an ordinary late-stage soul formation cultivator would have a hard time getting through here. Only someone like Red Butterfly, who had an ice-based cultivation method, could safely pass through here. Kai Hu must have considered this before asking Red Butterfly to join. Time slowly passed and they finally go to the other side of the blue mist. When they arrived at the edge of the glacier, Red Butterfly coldly said, I have done my job. From here on out, I won't act anymore. Kai Hu let out a laugh as he clasped his hands with sincerity. Red Butterfly, you can count on us. Over the last few days, you used up a lot of spiritual energy, so you should get some rest. With that, He intentionally or unintentionally looked at Wang Lin and positioned himself between Wang Lin and Red Butterfly. Wang Lin faintly smiled. If Kai-Hu wasn't here, he would have tried attacking Red Butterfly. However, Kai-Hu's action meant that if he were to act, Kai-Hu would stop him. In addition, Wang Lin didn't believe that she would be weakened to such a state. It was obvious that she was purposely showing this to try to bait Wang Lin into attacking. Also, if her spiritual energy was all used up, then she would definitely have pills that could instantly recover it all. With Wang Lin's experience, how could he fall for such a childish trap? Kai-Hu slapped his bag of holding and a green light flew out. The green light immediately turned into a giant compass that floated in the void before them. Red Butterfly's beautiful eyes stared at the compass as she said, with a cold voice, "The giant demon clan's treasure, the star compass." Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he looked at the compass. There were many complicated esoteric patterns on it. By just looking at it, Wang Lin felt his divine sense being sucked in, causing him to quickly withdraw it. In ancient God Tu-Sai's memories, there was a description of the star compass and its production method, only many of the materials were already extinct. Kai-Hu laughed. If this was a real star compass, then I wouldn't even be able to control it. This one is only a forgery, so there are a lot of differences from the real one. Red Butterfly looked at the compass and silently nodded. Red Butterfly, please go to the west side of the compass. The compass has a defensive barrier there, so you can rest and recover. I promise that nothing will bother you during this trip through the void. As Kai-Hu spoke, he turned to Wang Lin and smiled. Red Butterfly didn't say a word as she jumped onto the compass and sat down on the western end. Soon after she sat down, a green light screen surrounded her. Brother Seng, I need you to control the eastern end and use those souls of yours to scout the surroundings. If you encounter any abnormalities, tell me so I can avoid them. You must never spread out your divine sense in the void, because doing so will bring about disaster. This is something my ancestor, Shizu, told me. After Kai-Hu finished speaking, he landed at the center of the compass and sat down in the lotus position. Wang Lin pondered a bit before flying to the eastern position and sat down. Wang Lin looked at the northern and southern ends before saying, Brother Kai-Hu, this compass requires 5 people to operate optimally. That is correct. If we could get 2 more people, then there would be no trouble during this trip, but there aren't enough treasures to split between 5 people. Kai-Hu laughed before taking a deep breath. His hand formed seals, which he placed on the compass. Then he shouted, Brother Seng, if this compass breaks in the void, the 3 of us will have no chance of surviving. I hope Brother Seng won't hold back. I must focus all of my attention on controlling the compass, so I won't be able to help. It will all depend on Brother Seng. Wang Lin nodded. The restriction flag suddenly appeared and surrounded him in black fog. If Kai-Hu or Red Butterfly were to attack him when he was dealing with things, then the restriction flag could protect him for a moment, giving him time to fight back. This kind of precaution was needed no matter what. Kai-Hu's eyes lit up. He didn't feel offended, it was more that this was natural. After all, if it was him, he would do the same. He closed his eyes and activated his spiritual energy. The compass suddenly disappeared. They had already moved thousands of meters. This wasn't teleportation, they were moving at an extremely fast speed. The moment Kai-Hu activated the star compass, a mysterious force surrounded the top of the compass. Under the effect of the mysterious force, Wang Lin could feel that his divine sense had merged with the compass. Not only his, but Kai-Hu's and Red Butterfly's divine senses were here as well. The 3 people's divine senses were all within this mysterious force. Kai-Hu's divine sense sent out a message saying, Red Butterfly, Brother Seng, don't be surprised. This is normal operation for the star compass. When the star compass is in use, we can't speak, we can only communicate through our divine senses. Brother Seng, this is the star map. Once you have memorized it, send out the souls. Once you find abnormalities, please tell me. A map covered in countless dots appeared inside the mysterious force, and was detected by Wang Lin immediately. He took one look before pointing at his brow. Suddenly, 1/3 of the wandering souls came out and spread to the surroundings. This star compass is really amazing. It's a must-have treasure if I wish to travel among the stars. If there is an opportunity in the future, I will go find one. It is just sad that I lack the materials to make one even though I have the production method. Otherwise, it would be best to refine one myself. Wang Lin was very interested in the star compass. The speed of this compass was beyond belief. In the blink of an eye, it had already disappeared without a trace. There were thousands of wandering souls around the compass. They were like fish in water when they floated in the void. They slowly spread out to check the surroundings. Wang Lin didn't spread out his divine sense. He didn't need to because he had a connection with these wandering souls. Not long after, Wang Lin's expression suddenly changed. Wang Lin quickly sent out a message saying, "There is something abnormal 10 kilometers ahead." 10 kilometers ahead of them was a strange, octopus-like creature slowly swaying about with countless tentacles swaying with its body. One of the wandering souls got close. It was touched by a tentacle and immediately disappeared. Wang Lin took a deep breath and sent out a vision of this along with the message. Without a word, Kai-Hu immediately changed the direction of the compass to move around it. As they passed by, one of the tentacles swept by the side of the compass. Bang! The compass started to shake violently and began to spin as they were flung north. Wang Lin could only feel a powerful force enter his body. He felt like his organs were hit by tens of thousands kilograms of force. Blood rushed to his mouth, but he was able to swallow it back down. The compass was still spinning and in the blink of an eye flew far into the distance. Kai-Hu's face was red. Blood came out from the corners of his lips and his eyes were bloodshot. He let out a roar, and after a long time finally stabilized the compass. His entire body looked like it was ready to collapse. His breathing was rough as he took out pills from his bag of holding and swallowed them. Red Butterfly also looked very disheveled. Her eyes revealed a rare look of shock. After an unknown amount of time, Kai-Hu took a deep breath and sent out a message saying, "Thank you, Brother Seng, for the early warning. The three of us would have died here today if it wasn't for you." Red Butterfly asked, "What kind of beast was that?" "I don't know what it is either, but something that can live inside the void of the celestial realm is not something we can handle. It only brushed past us and that was enough to almost kill us." Terrifying. Kai-Hu still had fear lingering in his voice. Wang Lin slowly said, "This beast is called Shu." Kai-Hu was surprised. "Brother Seng knows this beast." Wang Lin said, "This Shu is considered a minor destructive beast. It is born from devouring the earth and lives by feeding off yin energy. Even during ancient times, the ancient cultivators would need many people to defeat it. There was a description of that creature in ancient God Tu Sai's memory. That creature had 3 treasures. The first were the tentacles, which were top-quality treasure refining materials. The second was its brain, which could increase one's lifespan. The third was its core, which could give one the strength to lift 10,000 kilograms. The ancient god clan members liked the core the best. After all, their cultivation was all focused on the body. Wang Lin didn't share this information. Kai-Hu said, "Brother Seng is really knowledgeable, I'm impressed." Red Butterfly snorted and said, with a cold voice, "Who knows if it is true or false? Don't make up a random name." Wang Lin calmly said, "Ignorant. You?" Red Butterfly's eyes lit up. Kai-Hu felt a headache. Just as he was about to speak, Wang Lin said, "This creature normally has its tentacles withdrawn and only has it spread out like that when it is looking for food. Brother Kai-Hu, quickly fly north. When the creature hunts, it spreads out a red aura. It is not something we can resist." Kai-Hu was startled. If they were to continue going north, they would be completely lost. He couldn't help but hesitate. In truth, he also had doubts about what Wang Lin said, but he wasn't going to point it out like Red Butterfly did. Wang Lin secretly sighed. He stood up and jumped off the compass. The restriction flag surrounded his body as he quickly flew north. "Brother Seng." Kai-Hu was shocked. Red Butterfly coldly said, "It's fine that he left. I don't believe he recognized that creature." Kai-Hu frowned. Survival was more important, so he clenched his teeth and spread out his divine sense south. Shortly after, his expression changed as he saw a wave of red aura spreading toward them. Kai-Hu was shocked. He steered the compass and flew north. Red Butterfly was also shocked. After spreading out her divine sense, her face became very ugly. After Wang Lin left the compass, he charged north. Although he didn't know the exact power of the red aura, it left a deep impression in ancient god Tu Sai's memory. That was why he didn't hesitate to leave the compass and flew away by himself. Kai-Hu's face was gloomy as he steered the compass. He was flying quickly to the north, but that red aura was very dangerous and it caught up to them in almost an instant. Crackle! The moment a corner of the compass was touched by the red aura, it disappeared as if it was devoured. The compass shook greatly. Kai-Hu coughed out a mouthful of blood, and even Red Butterfly's face became abnormally red. Kai-Hu shouted, "Red Butterfly, act. I must focus all of my attention on controlling the compass, so I can't use any spells to resist." He regretted not listening to Seng Nyo's words. How else would they be in this crisis with the compass speed? Without a word, Red Butterfly pointed at her brow and the rose appeared again. She quickly plucked 2 flower petals and flicked them at the red aura. Bang! 2 earth-shattering explosions occurred, which pushed the red wave apart. Red Butterfly felt sweetness in her throat as she coughed out a large mouthful of blood. Using the power of the explosion, Kai-Hu steered the compass out of the red aura, but they were not out of danger yet. An opening was created in the red aura by the rose petal, but now that opening was like a big mouth moving to devour the compass. Bang! The opening closed and the compass shook violently, then more cracks appeared on it. Kai-Hu felt like he was about to lose all the strength in his body, and Red Butterfly's face was pale. Bang! The aura attempted to devour the compass again. This time, it was only a hair away. Red Butterfly clenched her teeth. She plucked a stamen from the flower and flicked it toward the red aura. Bang! The intense explosion could even be heard by Wang Lin in the distance. He let out a cold smile and flew even faster. The mouth created by the aura was finally blown open again, and the compass was able to break free from the red aura. The moment the compass escaped, it moved to the north like a shooting star. Red Butterfly's face was very ugly. The rose petals could be replenished, but there were only 3 stamens and it was very difficult to recover them. As Wang Lin flew, he suddenly stopped and looked behind him. After a while, he could see the compass coming in closer. Kai-Hu saw Wang Lin floating there and couldn't help but let out a bitter smile. At this moment, Wang Lin's usefulness increased indefinitely and far surpassed Red Butterfly's. He took a deep breath. The compass stopped by Wang Lin and he said, "Brother Seng, come in and then we can talk." Wang Lin didn't hesitate and quickly sat down on the eastern end of the compass. This compass was now missing a corner. Only the east, west, and north corners remained. Kai-Hu felt awkward as he said, "Brother Seng, I know I was wrong before. Is there anything else the beast will do after the red aura? How can we choose our direction after this?" Red Butterfly's face was ugly. She didn't say a word. Wang Lin calmly said, "Since we managed to escape the red aura, there shouldn't be any issues for now. Brother Kai-Hu should follow the map and try to get back on track." Kai-Hu bitterly nodded. He secretly thought that they needed to hurry. With the compass in this condition, it wouldn't last long. A few days later, Kai-Hu found a location on the map and the compass quickly followed the map toward their destination. Along the way, Red Butterfly didn't say a word and let Wang Lin lead the way. Kai-Hu also no longer questioned Wang Lin and listened to whatever Wang Lin told him. There were many creatures living inside the void. Along the way, Wang Lin's world expanded a lot. He saw a lot of strange creatures from 2 size memory. Under Wang Lin's directions, the compass passed safely with only some scares, but no real danger. They inched closer and closer to their destination. Traveling in the void took a very long time, and those strange creatures weren't everywhere. At this moment, it had been more than 10 days since they last encountered danger. Wang Lin sat in a lotus position on the eastern end of the compass, and would occasionally talk with Kai-Hu about Tao. Both felt like they had gained a lot of knowledge. Kai-Hu smiled. "My giant demon clan isn't native to Suzaku. My ancestors moved there thousands of years ago, so it is natural that our techniques are different than yours on some level." Wang Lin nodded to himself. Time quickly passed by. At this moment, Wang Lin was cultivating while keep a tab on the wandering souls until he suddenly opened his eyes. Through the wandering souls, he could see an object several meters wide floating in the distance. This floating object looked like a large rock with flashes of purple. Wang Lin's heart trembled. Golden purple stone. In 2 size memory, there was one necessary material for making a star compass, and that was the golden purple stone. If it was before he saw the star compass, he wouldn't be tempted. But at this moment, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. He stood up and said, "Brother Kai-Hu, please wait a moment. I saw a treasure refining material. Let me go get it first, then we can leave." With that, he didn't even wait for Kai-Hu to reply and flew toward the golden purple stone. Part 1 end here.